golf still as hard of work as like a job almost?
It absolutely is, and it really depends where you're trying to meet it at. Like, you're obviously going to get out whatever you put in. And I know guys who have all the talent in the world, can be whatever they want to be, and they're perfectly content with just showing up for the times coach gives for practice, which mandatory practice is usually around like 2 hours a day.
Okay.
And you can't really get a whole lot done in 2 hours a day. You can maintain pretty well, but you're not going to improve a whole lot. And there's tons of guys that are just perfectly content with that. And then there's guys who, if they don't practice for 5 hours a day, they don't know what to do with their life. And those are the guys that, just really have not an unhealthy obsession with it, but, they're just obsessed with trying to lower scores. And the reason so many get so turned off by it, there's, like you said, tons of kids that either have the potential to play college sports or college golf, and they just don't. They either go and they drop out after the first year, or they decide not to go at all. And I think that's just because they get there and, you're a best player on your team in high school. You can really do whatever you want. And as soon as you get there and there's 10 other guys that are all your talent level and they're working 5 times as hard as you've ever worked, and you got a coach who's like making that mandatory, it's a completely different world. I played TAPS golf, private school golf, and the way that really works, you got 4 guys who aren't very good, then you got 1 guy on every team who's pretty good. So, in high school, I played a couple junior Ryder Cuppers, some top-ranked amateurs, and then I get to college, and it's like, holy cow, I got 10 of these on one team.
Yeah.
And this is a junior college. And granted, that's Midland College, it's the most prestigious junior college in the nation. But, I get there, and I got to shoot 65 to qualify. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, qualifying for that top 5 was harder than getting a top 10 in a tournament.
Yeah.
Like, if you qualified for a team, you were pretty much penciled in top 10 for the tournament, because just we were that much. Our second team always finished second in tournaments if they didn't beat the first team. So
Wow. Wow.
I mean, if we were allowed to take 2 teams to the national championship, they'd be the 2 favorites.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So that's just kind of, and to answer your question, what was the second part of your question? Talking about weather conditions whenever you get to college track?
Yeah.
It's like a junior high track meet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's literally, you show up, could have been perfect a couple days before. As soon as you get to a golf tournament, it's just miserable.
Yeah, yeah. So when I was out at La Paloma in Amarillo, we hosted an event for West Texas A&M and some other schools, right? The guys teed off at, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it is perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better day for the first 18 holes. And it was probably mid-70s around 2 o'clock, no wind, beautiful, but you could see this ominous glow of gray clouds to the north. And the next thing you know, we all have jackets on. It's literally snowing and blowing 30. And these cats are trying to finish up. And I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah.
And it just struck me in that moment. I was like, man, not only do these guys have to leave high school with the dynamics that you're talking about, you were the top dog, and now you're even, essentially, right? Everybody's caught up to you. So now you're trying to figure out your work ethic and what that needs to look like, and then you're also trying to navigate, okay, well, how do I beat the number 1 guy? How do I beat that guy?
Yeah.
Right? Well, I know I have the skill set, but do I have the skill set? Look how hard this guy works. There's always this thing going. Then you have the weather conditions. Then you have the pressure, right? You have all these dynamics that are working against the player. And so it speaks volumes to the attitude that you have, right? You have to have this confidence, this swagger. So many times golfers get this, they get this, this stigma of being arrogant or cocky or whatever. And, you see this in the top dogs in all sports, but golf especially, right? Because they're wearing the pants, they're wearing the collared shirt. It's the uppity sport, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, golfers are some of the greatest grinders on the earth.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And it's not only just in the game itself, but when they get out of the game, when you get out in the real world, you know how to grind.
Yeah, no. A lot of what's playing good in tournament golf is literally just lying to yourself. Like, you have to be able to fake it until you make it constantly around the course.
Interesting.
And one of the big things that you're talking about, like the confidence, one of the main ways I took showing up to Midland College and seeing all these dudes, we had 3-4 Americans, we had 13 guys. I just told myself, like, hey, if coach wants to find a bunch of dudes from around the entire world to come take my spot, like, let him. Like, if my competition's now gone from kids at, like, no hate, but like Seminole High School to kids from South Korea, Scotland, South Africa, like, that's the competition pool I belong in, like, cool. Even if, like, my game doesn't necessarily say it, I have to tell myself, like, hey, I belong here, and just scrape it around.
Yeah. Yeah. And to that point, a lot of these guys that are coming over, man, I mean, they're the best of the best over there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it speaks volumes. And I would just love to know, Clinton, you may know as well, but it speaks volumes for how great the Midland College program is. Oh, yeah. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
And I mean, it goes without saying, huge respect, much love to Coach Poss.
Yeah.
He was a legend. And he made an unbelievable mark, not only in this community, but in college athletics in general. One of the most successful coaches, if not the most successful golf coach. I don't know. He's got to be up there.
I don't know how.
Get
I mean,
much
there's
better.
no other program in the nation that even comes close to what he has.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not in terms of national championships. I think they only have like 4 or 5.
Oh, only? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, consistently being the top ranked #1 team in junior college for 35, 40 years in a row. I mean, just the recruiting prowess he was able to build. And now since he's retired, like, Midland College is still enjoying that because players know it's just the place to come.